welcome back to my channel. My name is erinbies. I am a wife, a mom, a military veteran, and I spent 13 and a half years in multi-level marketing, healed my way out, and now I'm using all of my social media platforms to educate and raise awareness around the dangers of multi-level marketing companies and the tactics used by their reps to try and recruit you. If you're brand new, hello. If you've been here a while, appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate the commentary. I appreciate everybody subscribing like you guys have. And also shout out to all of the members. I appreciate you guys being here. And the biggest compliment and way that you can support me is by commenting, liking the video, and watching it all the way through. You guys are incredible. Thank you so much. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, here are my handles. I know everybody, I've had several comments where you guys are like, every time you say that, it makes me think of the teapot song. You guys know what I'm talking about from when we were kids. Anyways, I feel like it's been a while since I have filmed. I took all of last week off, so I worked really hard before Christmas, filmed a bunch of videos and put them out, but I didn't have to film. So this is my first time filming, and I thought to myself, what would be a good video to jump back into filming after Christmas? By the way, I hope you guys had an incredible Christmas if you celebrate. Yeah. And I thought to myself, you know what? It's been a while since you've roasted your MLM Hun self. So that's what we're going to do today. I expect to have horrible sound, and I probably will be screaming. So adjust your headphones or whatnot as needed. I'm probably going to be all over the place, a little out of breath, and I'm going to be saying some really vile things because I think this video is called something about dabbling, which is a term that the MLM industry uses for people that aren't taking their business seriously. You're just dabbling when the majority of people, they say, want to join for, you know, a little bit of extra cash. We know that that's not true. We know that's not the case. Okay. All right. If you just heard my husband walk in and out, you can say hello to him in the comments. All right. Let's do this thing. Are y'all ready? Whew, I don't know if I am, but it's fine. Happy Monday. This is erinbies coming to you live from Las Vegas. You can call me #beast mode. I know this is like a different time, but you guys, the first day of school, super productive. I'm feeling amazing. I love being on a schedule, even though I try to kind of buck the system sometimes. But we need to have a conversation. So if you are joining me live, drop me a blue heart below. If you're watching the replay, drop me a pink heart below. We are going to dive into some realness. What is with all the self-grooming today? And I'm so excited. Hey, Desiree, because I feel like this is a conversation that we definitely need to have. And I realized that that's the reason that I used to be a dabbler, right? So I used to be a dabbler, in case you didn't know. What is a dabbler? So a dabbler is somebody that kind of, like, I picture like dipping your toes in the water to see, like, what is the temperature like? Let's just kind of check this out. Let's see what this feels like. That to me is a dabbler. A dabbler is somebody that says, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, but you really only do X. Does this make sense to you guys? Let me know in the comments. Let me know where you are watching from. Let me know what you're up to today, and if your kids went back to school today. I feel like a dabbler is somebody that has hobbies that they do occasionally. I don't feel like a dabbler is somebody that does X, Y, or says they're going to do X, Y, and Z, but only does X. I feel like MLMs use this kind of concept as a way to manipulate people into doing more, sticking around longer, those types of things. Well, are you dabbling? Or are you trying to make six figures? I think that that's where I'm going with all of this, which is, ugh, as well. Right? So I used to be a dabbler. This is what I used to do. And I'm going to tell you this because I'm going to give you some tips on how you can go all in on your dreams, your vision, your life, finances, health and wellness. You can apply this literally to everything in your life. It's not just network marketing, okay? Although if it is network marketing, you are going to make an impact and you're probably going to make some money. So here we go. No, you're not going to make any money. We know that. At this time, though, I didn't even know that Pruvit had an income disclosure statement in the back office. I didn't know anything about the FTC and multi-level marketing. I had no idea. So it's interesting that I am saying, listen, you're going to make some money if you stop dabbling. The FTC called Erin and they said that's a lie. Okay.
This is what my life used to look like. Okay, so I would work consistently for a week and I'd be like, oh, I worked so hard. I'm gonna take a couple days off. I'm gonna take a day off. I'm gonna take a couple days off, right?
And there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I did before the holidays? I filmed probably maybe 2 videos a day and worked on editing and getting them, uploaded and scheduled so that I could take all of last week off. I still would post when I wanted to. I'd share what I wanted to in my stories, but I didn't work last week. And there's nothing wrong with that. But what we know about multi-level marketing is that if you stop working, all the plates crash. I've used this visual before, but picture that let's just picture you have multiple arms, okay? Because you have all these things that you have to do in multi-level marketing to try and ultimately sell something. And so you have all of these plates and you're holding and you're spinning all of these plates. And the second that you stop doing those things, the plates crash. That's how I see multi-level marketing. And what I'm talking about here is you've got to show up every single day. Leaders show up, but leaders also understand how important it is to take care of themselves and to take time off. Leaders also understand that it's okay for their people to take care of their mental health or just to take time off in general. Leaders care about their people. And the way that I am talking about this is like, oh, well, I don't take time off, so you shouldn't either. And that's manipulation, and that's disgusting. And Erin, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
And I wouldn't work. I wouldn't show up. I wouldn't be consistent in my business. I would say that I'm going to hit this rank and I wouldn't be putting the work in to get to that rank. I would say I want to make this income, amount, but I wouldn't be putting the work in. It's almost like I feel like it's a hollow goal. Does this make sense to you guys? Drop a yes in the comments if it does, okay?
Oh my God, the thirsty for interaction. Really?
A hollow goal, meaning you're just kind of giving everybody the lip service, okay? And it's not like, let me just be honest with you guys. This is a process, okay? You're creating your story. You are in the journey, whatever that means for you, right? And it's okay. I feel like we all go through these moments where you're dabbling in something because you're trying to figure it out. So please don't take this as me saying you shouldn't be dabbling. It's an important part of your journey. It's an important part of my journey. And it taught me that I need to have a bigger vision. It taught me that I need to show up. It taught me that I need to be consistent. And before I can give you those tips, I need you to understand my personality type. Maybe you can relate to this, but I am what we call a blue personality type. There's tons of different personality tests out there. I have to sneeze. Woo! But anyways, I'm a blue personality. I love being spontaneous. I love flying by the seat of my pants, but I also know to run a multi-million-dollar organization in network marketing, I can't be spontaneous. I've got to have systems in place.
Oh my God. The color personalities. Are any of you triggered by that? Because I know that I definitely am. The fact that I would try to classify people, and there's no other way to say this. If you're classifying people into these 4 different color personalities, the only reason that you're doing that is because you're trying to manipulate them. Also, unfortunate pause. Good Lord. Put your pause stories in the comments if you would like. But in my opinion, the only reason that you classify people in these types, the color personality types, is so that you know how you can manipulate them. If somebody wants to see all the details, you send them all the details. If somebody's a blue personality, you highlight the fun. If somebody is a yellow personality, you highlight how you're helping people. If somebody is a red personality, you talk about the money and the things that they can win and the rank advancements and all of that stuff. That's essentially what that was. And it's a way to manipulate people to do what you want them to do. Gross.
have to have things that our organization can follow. I have to be the one that is showing up. Thanks, Desiree. I've got to be the one that is the most consistent. And my team, our squad, my organization, our organization will tell you that's 100% facts. But it wasn't always the case. I used to just kind of, okay, today I'm going to do this and today I'm going to do that. And I'd get an idea and I would work on that project, and then I'd get an idea and I'd work on that project, and I would never really genuinely get anything done. You can relate this to your health and wellness, your fitness goals. If you're wanting to lose a couple extra pounds this year,
of course, I have to turn it into selling ketones. That's where I'm going with all of this. Of course, I have to bring it back to, say sales and recruiting. Oh God.
you can use this in that way too, right? You've got to show up consistently every single day in what you're trying to accomplish, whether it's a rainbow, I love that. Whether it is, your finances, your relationships, how I parent. You can't have have a lack of rules and then all of a sudden you become a drill sergeant the next day. That inconsistency isn't going to allow you to be the parent that you need to be. That inconsistency is not going to allow you to make the income that you need or want to make for your family. That inconsistency is not going to get you to that end result in whatever your health and wellness goals, whatever those look like to you, right?
Right? I agree with the concept of being consistent when it comes to your goals. And the example that I'm giving here is, parenting and also health and wellness. However, when you compare this concept with multi-level marketing companies and the way that things were so extreme, especially around nutrition, trigger warning in case you are in a place where talking about restrictive eating and disordered eating, please skip forward, okay? Or you can even go to the next video. But when you pair the concept of being consistent with the restrictive eating and the extremes that I was going to during this time, I think that it is absolutely vile. I think what I was doing was, because there was a lot of my former team members on this live at the same time, you'll hear me say their names and stuff. It was a way to recognize them. Oh God. Anyways, I'm sorry guys if you're watching this. I really mean that. I think that it's just a way to crack the whip, I guess is the best way to say that. It's a way to crack the whip. It's a way to get people to feel guilty, like they're not doing enough. It's a way to say, well, you worked your business yesterday, but what about today? People take time off. That's a normal thing. I do agree with the fact that you should have systems in place. And sometimes those systems, if you're somebody that is a YouTuber or a content creator, just as an example, in general, you have systems in place where you're like, okay, I'm going to film 2 videos and I'm going to do this. And then you have these kind of systems. But the system I'm referring to is ATMing people. That's what I'm talking about here. This is rough.
It's not going to help you get to whatever rank or promotion at work. This isn't just about a business. This is about your life, right? I always picture, when I look back, I always picture, I'm standing on a line. I'm straddling a line, right? And so I have my right foot on this side. I have my left foot on this side. And I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I'm going to do all of the things, but I'm not going to go 100% on all of the things. I'm just going to kind of test the water. And so as I'm standing there straddling the line thinking, okay, well, this is kind of cool, right? Because I have been in this industry almost 12 years, you guys. But to be really honest with you, I haven't taken it seriously until the last probably 2 or 3 years. That was when I really started to pay attention. That was really when I really started to look at the systems that were in place. That was really, like, I started to make.
This is an attempt to, what's the word that I want to use? This is an attempt to, it's a head nod to the team that I was on. That's the reason I was saying that. I have always been successful in multi-level marketing. Because I was always recruiting, always. So you did pay attention. in any of the companies that you were a part of. And I don't know, just weird. This is weird, you guys. Ugh.
Make myself think in an analytical way and look at the strategy of what I was doing. Okay. Was I showing up every day? Was I training our organization every day? Was I working on my health and wellness every single day? You can't work on your health and wellness Monday through Friday and go crazy Saturday and Sunday and expect to have the results that you want. You've got to show up every single day.
Not accurate. Rest days are just as important as training days. Oh, God. I look back and I just want to shake myself. I just want to take myself by the shoulders in that ketone shirt and just shake myself. Shake myself? Shake her? Shake myself? I don't know how to word that.
In your goals. Does this make sense to you? Let me know in the comments if it does. And if you have questions, drop them below.
Of course, I'm going to drink some ketones on the live.
Oh, I just went up my nose. Awesome. I love Facebook Lives. So I realize now that that was all a part of my journey. I realized that I had to go through that in order to get to where I'm at, because it was me just figuring it out. It was me just...
I realized I had to go through all of that in order to get to where I'm at today to help people not join this company or other MLM companies.
Okay, this is my personality type. I was learning about myself. I was learning about intuition. I was learning about all of these things and really learning to, even though the analytical stuff is not my gift zone, I love being creative. I love coming up with new ideas. I love doing all of those things. But I also know that you can't spend all of your time doing just the things that you love. You've got to do some of these things that are uncomfortable. You've got to do some of these things that make, like, I feel like the analytical stuff, my brain has to work twice as hard as the people that love all of that. And thank you for the share. I appreciate you. If you guys are getting value, drop this out.
My God, take a breath, Erin. Chill out.
Or share this out, drop this out. You know what I'm saying. But anyways, so stop dabbling. Like, let's get serious about our goals. Let's get serious about what you want to do with your life, in your career, in your finances, in your relationships, because you can't dabble and expect to have like world-class results. It just doesn't work that way, right?
Okay. Eric Worre quotes. What?
So here are some tips that you can implement immediately into your life, regardless of what area. One thing I do know is that the second I started taking my health and wellness seriously was the second that my business took off. And it's because I was inspecting what I expected in one area. And once I mastered that, I moved on to the next area. And that's...
First of all, trigger warning, again, for restrictive eating, mentions of disordered eating. I take your mental health very seriously, especially around this topic. This is the same person that was bragging about taking in 1 gram of carb a day, not like consistently, but in leadership chats was bragging about it and was being recognized for how seriously I was taking it. This is also somebody that was developing a fear of carbs. I definitely had a fear of carbs at this point. This is somebody that was afraid of a lot of foods. This is somebody that absolutely was tiptoeing on a full-blown eating disorder with and this is just my opinion. If you are somebody that enjoys intermittent fasting and you're on your own health journey, I love that. I love that for you. This was my experience. And in my opinion, I think that companies like Pruvit are, and Optavia and a lot of these other health and wellness multi-level marketing companies are breeding grounds, or the perfect storm, if you will, for creating disordered eating, which in my opinion can very easily lead to a full-blown eating disorder or amplify if there is those tendencies from your past. I think that that is a pain point that many of these companies use to try and get people into their company. I think that that's disgusting. This is somebody that was afraid of carbs. This was somebody that was intermittent fasting. I was not taking in a lot of calories. Was I skinny? Yeah, I was skinny. Okay. I will take where I'm at right now over all of that. I'm stronger. I'm sleeping better. My stress levels are completely different. You have to look at you have to look at all of it. You can't just look at the number on the scale. This is a person that was weighing themselves every day, was obsessed with it, was doing 60-hour fasts once a month. Ugh, yuck.
How you guys have seen this massive growth, right? So I take my personal development extremely seriously. I will spend some money on some events. I will spend some money on coaches, which I have.
Yeah, and you know what you got out of it? Absolutely nothing. A picture with them? You got nothing out of it. It was all about being around people for social media. That's all that was, in my opinion.
Had a Tony Robbins coach. I've gone to Unleash the Power Within. I have some other events that are on my my future board. If you haven't read that book, go read it.
Oh God, don't.
That is a very serious thing because I know that I cannot dabble in becoming the person that I need to be to hit those goals, to literally make my vision a reality. Does this make sense to you guys? You can't dabble. You've got to go all in. You've got to tell the world exactly what it is that you're going to do. And I know what some of you are thinking right now. You're thinking, okay, but Erin, I'm going to tell people that I want to travel with my family on vacations in a private jet. What if that doesn't happen? And then here I've told all these people, this is what I'm going to.
I forgot about that part too. I was also obsessed with the idea of flying by private jet. So stupid.
Do, and you know, it doesn't happen. Like, what is that going to make me look like?
Who cares?
I know your gut is screaming right now because that's truth, right?
Ew.
So what? Here's the thing that I do know. When you stop dabbling, you go all in and you tell everybody, your energy changes. The tools and the things that you need to show up into your life in order to have those goals become a reality. Hey, Holly. Those are going to show up by you showing the universe, taking a step in blind faith, your higher power, whatever you believe in, by taking that step and showing up and saying, this is what I'm doing, and not allowing self-doubt and not allowing yourself to kind of sit back and dabble. Dabbling, in my opinion, is because you're scared. Fear of failure, fear of success.
No. People dabble in many things because they enjoy it. If there's somebody that likes to craft and they don't have a business, they're technically dabbling because it's something that they enjoy. But see, when you're in an MLM, everything has to be about making money. Your activities, everything that you are doing, that you are posting typically has to do with money. And it's so interesting too, because when you really look at some of the posts that people put up when they're in a multi-level marketing company, the majority of them are preying, in my opinion, on people that are looking for community, that are looking to be a part of something, that are looking for friends, that are maybe looking for some products or whatever. And then all of a sudden you get into it and everything becomes about money, which, okay, but you don't see that on most of MLMers posts and such. It's like a bait. It seems like a bait and switch in a way. I hope that was making sense.
Maybe both. I know that I've had both. I know that I still have both in certain situations, right? Like, what if people don't like my podcast? What if I don't have a big enough following to create a podcast? I realized that was fear, and me dragging my feet for so long on that podcast was just me allowing fear to allow me to dabble in flooding the market with my story and things that I've got.
Flooding the market? Oh my God, Erin. That's giving Awakened and Elamir talking about how their products are going to go viral. Or that they have gone viral. Girl, stop. Sit down. I mean, I know we're both sitting down, but stop it.
Going on that's going to help all of you. You have the same ability. Do y'all understand that? Hit the love heart if you are loving this. Oh, yay, Carrie, I'm so excited. Let me know the second that box comes in. I can't wait. So stop dabbling, tell the world, decide what you want to do, then tell the world. Just go all in on what you want to accomplish in this life. Don't let fear control it. Don't let anybody else who has told you that you're a JV player, that you're a teddy bear instead of being a freaking grizzly bear.
I don't know if you guys know what these are actual examples that I'm giving. So when I was at I think I've told the story before, but when I was at a leadership retreat in Modair, and it was something that Jessie Lee was putting on, and at the time her leader John Melton, and we were talking about spirit animals, and I was like, I feel like I'm a bear. And John wasn't even in the conversation, and he was sitting over off to the side or whatever at the table, and he was like, yeah, teddy bear. You're funny, John.
Don't let anybody else influence where you're going in this life. And by the way, the things that are the craziest, the things that feel the craziest are for sure you being guided to those things. I feel like that.
Oh, and now we're getting into spiritual manipulation. I love this for us. Ugh.
Craziness that, oh my God, this is scary, shows up because it's your intuition telling you where you're supposed to be. We were not put on this planet to do mediocre things. We were put on this planet to do really powerful things, to inspire others, to serve others, to show our family and create legacies for our family. That's what we were put on this planet to do. And by you sitting in that fear, by you dabbling, you're not even giving yourself the opportunity to step up into your greatness. Are y'all in the fields with me, or is it just me? Okay. So
why are you talking like that? Stop it.
Show up every single day. Here are some tips, okay? How to do that. Number one, plan your...
We're like 11 minutes exactly into this training, and I still have not given any tips. I've said a bunch of word salad, emotional manipulation, spiritual manipulation, and now we're finally getting into some tips. I can't wait to see what I have to say here.
Day before it begins. It doesn't matter if you are somebody that, 1221. It doesn't matter if you are somebody that works full time, if you have two jobs, if you have two jobs and you're going to school, plus you're a parent, plus you're this. You have time for your vision. You have time for your dreams. And by you not planning, you are planning to fail. I know that's very cliche, but it is absolutely true. I plan what I'm doing every single day. I know exactly what needs to be done. I'm going to the gym unless it's a rest day like today. Which rest days are like, they're hard for me because I just like moving my body. I get some of my most creative ideas in that time, right? It's just crazy. But anyways, I go to the gym. I do some kind of workout. I'm doing something. I'm moving my body. I'm working on my business. I'm showing up for our organization. I'm helping in our leadership chats. I am working.
This is just one big virtue signaling segment, if you will.
On our finances. I'm developing myself personally. These are all things that I do every single day. I'm a huge fan of meditation because my brain is going a mile a minute, and sometimes I just need...
I still am a fan of meditation. I think that's a very powerful tool if it's something that works for you. Maybe it's not for everybody, but I do still think and use meditation often when I need to calm my brain a little bit.
To calm it and focus because I'm a balloon personality. So getting me to focus has been a real challenge. And it's just because I have so much going on. Like in my mind, I have so many ideas. I have so many things.
Yeah, you have so much going on because that's what MLMs teach you, to do all the things. I'm going live. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm doing this. And you never stopped. You never stopped.
And I realized that I just need to write those things down and visit them later. Just because I have an idea does not mean that it's something that needs to be implemented right now. It could be something that is preparing me for down the road, and that's okay. I'm going to document it. I'm going to move on. So I stop thinking about it. Okay. The second thing that you do other than showing up every single day is to... how do I word this? Don't let fear control what you are doing or not doing.
Didn't I already say that? I'm pretty sure you already said that. This is, I don't have, I'll tell you right now, I don't have any notes that I was following. This was just me kind of thinking on the fly. Oh, God.
Okay. The podcast example recently is huge. Oh, I don't have a big enough following, or I'm comparing my following to other people's following. First of all, that's none of my business. That's none of my business. Fear is your compass, friends. Fear is what is telling you this is exactly what you need to do, right?
It's so ironic to me sitting here listening to myself say, listen, competing with other people, that's none of your business. Everything in multi-level marketing is about competition. And in my opinion, on this team and in this company, it's all about competition. You are constantly comparing yourself to other people. You are constantly questioning everything that you are doing. And I really do think that that is a tool that many MLM teams use to try and get you to do more. I had no idea, you guys, that I was in the top 0.38% of Pruvit until I got out and found their income disclosure statement. I had no idea. I thought I was failing. I thought I was terrible, because that is I'm going to use their word, in my opinion, that's their culture, is to make you think you're not doing enough. You're not showing up enough. You're not selling enough. You're not rank advancing enough. You're not. That's the culture, again, in my opinion. I had no idea. The top 0.38%, and I was feeling that way. Imagine what somebody feels like if they're just starting and they're in the bottom ranks.
That podcast, I've had this I know I keep going back to that, but it's like the most recent example that I have of the universe screaming at me. And there were many of you that were like, Erin, please do a podcast. Please do a podcast. And now I'm addicted. Like, I'm putting out 2 podcasts a week, and I'm going to continue that. By the way, it'll be Mondays and Thursdays that new podcasts drop, FYI. And if you...
I'm going to pause this so she can catch her breath for a second. I do still have my podcast out, and I have left all of my MLM content on there because I think that it's important for people, if you guys want to go back, just like I'm reacting to this and I'm debunking myself and telling you what was really going on at the time. I think that it's important for those that want to consume content through, a podcast or on Spotify or whatever. I think that that's important to keep that up. One thing that I told myself when I got out of MLM was I wasn't going to just delete everything. I wasn't just going to sweep it all under the rug. I wanted to keep it out there because it's a part of who I was at the time. And I think it's important to show the contrast. This person you see today is who I really am. There's a peace that I have. There is true time freedom. I'm my calm self that I've always been. This person used to get off of these lives and be completely exhausted, but knew I had to get to the next thing. Maybe that was, messaging in chats or messaging customers or campaign ideas or any of this, those types of things. But I never stopped. I never stopped. The MLM was the main thing. And then my life, including my family, was the side thing. Because when you stop spinning those plates, everything crumbles.
If you'd like some information on that, just drop the word podcast and I'll hook you up. So you've got to not let fear control you. You've got to tell the world. You've got to just go all in, regardless of what anybody else thinks, and just go in on your goals and just show up every day. Do something today to get you closer to that vision, okay? Number 3 is to not compare yourself to others. Do not compare yourself to others. Here's a fun little fact, friends.
Here's a fun little fact. Every single person that I had conversations with in the leadership chat on this team and Pruvit compared themselves to other people, because that was the culture. 100% based on my experience. There it is.
Okay. You've got different gifts, different talent, right? Than anybody else. There's a reason that we have different fingerprints, is because we were all created differently. The one thing that we haven't...
I probably read that in a book or listened to that on a podcast, and I was like, oh, I'm going to use that in a live.
Common is human, emotions, ego, all of those things. Your gifts and talents are completely different. So please tell me why we compare ourselves to other people. It makes no sense. You should...
Meanwhile, I compared myself to everybody because, again, in my opinion, that was the culture of this team.
Be comparing your journey because, hi friends, you're creating your own story. Your story is going to be different than anybody you know. Even if you're in network marketing and you're in the same company, maybe you're on the same team, maybe you're sideline, downline, I don't know what's going on, right? Your story is different. So stop comparing it to other people, because here's one thing I do know is that when you compare yourself to other people, you're sitting in that fear. You're literally sabotaging yourself.
So what you're telling us is that you were sabotaging yourself the entire time you were on that team? That's so weird.
Literally telling the universe, oh, I'm going to sit in this fear. I'm not really ready for that. I'm not going to take the steps that I need in order to step, because I'm just going to stay kind of in this dabbling area and just kind of, it's comfortable here. The universe is going to go, he or she's not ready for this, so we're going to keep it moving on to the next person, right?
No, that's not how that works. And by the way, growth does not have to be uncomfortable. You can learn skills and it doesn't have to be uncomfortable. For example, I have taught myself how to edit videos. I have taught myself how to use Final Cut Pro, and I'm still continuing to learn every day at my leisure. It's not painful. It's not uncomfortable. You can learn all kinds of stuff, which is growth, and it doesn't have to be uncomfortable. This concept of personal growth and everything happens for a reason, and you were given this, these hard times or whatever because there's something for you to learn. No, I think stuff happens to people, and I think that you absolutely can grow in your comfort zone. And a lot of these phrases, this pause has me cracking up. A lot of these phrases and things that I'm saying, in my opinion, I don't have to say my opinion because it's me I'm roasting, were to manipulate people. Even though at the time I didn't see it that way, now that I have left the MLM, and by the way, it's been almost 18 months next month, I think, that I left MLM for good after 13 and a half years, which is incredible. Now that I step back, I'm doing the same thing that you guys see me talk about other people do on my channel. As I'm reacting to other people, I'm doing the same exact thing, but at the time I didn't see it. And I think that that is really important to talk about, because when you're in an MLM, you don't see what you are doing as manipulation, whether it's emotional or spiritual manipulation. You see it as, I'm trying to build my business. I'm trying to replicate what I heard on a podcast, what I heard my leader say, what I heard somebody else say on our team, what I picked up from our company event. You think that what you're doing is a legitimate thing. I really genuinely at this time thought I was helping people. But what I was really doing was I was manipulating people. I was looking for pain points to try and manipulate them into either buying ketones or joining my team. That's what everything on social media, in my opinion, with these MLMers is about. They're trying to manipulate people into buying their product or joining their team. If you saw the last video that I did on Bob Heilig, can you imagine, going and, I don't know, buying, I use lip gloss a lot because I have my little thing of lip gloss here. But can you imagine going in to whatever store and buying that lip gloss and then being asked a bunch of emotionally charged questions? I just want to buy the lip gloss. But that's what MLMers do, in my opinion. They use all these emotional and spiritual manipulation tactics. They ask these questions, well, you want to be healthy in 2023, right? You know what I mean? Like those types of questions. That's what I was doing. I just didn't see it at the time. And now that I have gotten out of MLM and realized that I was doing the same exact thing that I debunk on my channel. That's what we're seeing here. It's gross.
You don't want the universe to pass you up. You don't want your higher power to pass you up. When you're ready, take that step into blind faith. Start telling everybody. And when you have that you get that gut feeling, maybe you're getting it right now because you have an idea, or you've been watching for a while, or you've been thinking about doing something. Or
that's just me trying to recruit. That's what that is. You've been watching me for a while. I know you feel this in your gut, and people go, oh my God, I am feeling that in my gut. She's totally talking to me. I'm just trying to recruit here. How many times have you guys seen me do a video and I'm like, oh, okay, this is just this person trying to recruit. And then later down the road in their live or whatever, we figure that out. The whole point of going live, in my opinion, is to recruit. Recruiting was the number one product. And in fact, that's how it was presented to me. I don't even remember what company it was, but, recruiting, signing people up was just another product. That's how it was pitched.
Or starting something, or whatever the case may be, you have this idea that you haven't told anybody about.
Ew.
I see you.
Don't be creepy.
Maybe it's time to take some steps. Maybe
you need to stop itching your eyelashes and get those extensions off because it looks like they're bothering your eyes. Ugh.
Time to be present in that fear and go, oh, Erin talked about this. I need to take some steps. What step can you take today, right now? It could be something as simple as putting a poll up on your Facebook page. You could literally say, hey, I have this idea. What do y'all think? Would this be something that would benefit you? Would you purchase it? I don't know. Just like throw up some kind of a creative poll. Take a step. Take a step. Just one. Every single day. Show up for you. And don't let past stories and fear stop you from doing great things. You were put on this planet to do amazing, awe-inspiring things. And by you allowing fear and allowing yourself to dabble, which is how we hide behind fear, I'm just going to keep it real, you're not stepping fully into your purpose. You're being stingy with your goodness. Okay? So stop dabbling.
That's giving the energy of, well, if you're not sharing your business with people, you're being selfish, which is emotional manipulation.
Let's go ahead and jump over the line, okay? No more straddling the line. You're either...
This is all about recruiting. Every bit of it.
All in or you're all out, either way, but make a decision and keep it moving, okay? Is it going to be difficult? Yeah. Are you going to be tired? Yeah. Is it going to be absolutely worth it? Yes. Because when you decide to just show up every single day and work on whatever your goal is, on every day that ends in Y, you're going to get really good at what you're doing. Things are going to become easier. There's a reason that you have to increase your weight or increase your mileage when you're running or lifting weights. And it's because you get really efficient at what you're doing. You're literally collecting experience. You're literally...
No, actually, when you increase your weight, it's because you're getting stronger. It's because you're building the muscle. It's not about collecting experience. What am I even talking about?
Collecting skills. You're literally collecting all of these things that helps you to serve people in a bigger way. I doubt...
No. When you're in a multi-level marketing company, you're not serving people. You're not helping people. When over 99% of people, according to the FTC, are losing money, that's not helping people or not making any at all. That's not helping people. That's hurting people. That, in my opinion, is victimizing people. You're dangling this hope like, listen, you can do it. You know, you were put on this earth to do these incredible things and you were meant for greatness and, you know, but you're standing in fear, hiding behind fear, and the universe is going to skip over. What? This is all just emotional manipulation. And I could tell you right now, this is all about recruiting. Every bit of it.
Old friends for 10 years in this industry. Process that for a second. Think about some of the things that you might imagine I went through in 10 years, right?
The only reason I'm even mentioning that is because that's, according to the behavior panel, they call it a resume statement. And I'm trying to make it seem like, listen, I'm the voice of reason here. I'm the person that you want to work with. I'm the one that you want to join because I have this experience. It's basically a resume statement. Ugh.
Trial and error, flying by the seat of my pants, not knowing what I'm doing, not being able to coach and mentor our organization, you know, not having the finances, not Yeah, dabbing is 100% okay, Adrian. But you know, I went through all of these things, and I know that it brought me to where I'm at. But my goal is, if you guys can figure this out one day faster than I did, 1 month faster than I did, 1 year faster than I did, I feel like that's a win. I feel like at the end of the day, my head can hit the pillow, and I'll know that I've made an impact. Because I don't want you guys to dabble in whatever you're doing. I want you to take it seriously. I want you to get excited about your life. I want you to go all in. I want you to tell the world. I want you to take those blind steps in faith. I want you to do.
Am I speaking in Pinterest quotes here? Because that's what it seems like to me.
All of these things and flood the market with your goodness. Because we weren't put on this planet to do mediocre things, pay bills, and then die. We were meant to inspire.
And guess what? People are inspiring people every day doing mediocre things. Oh God, it's so extreme in MLM.
That's what I want for you guys. Like, I just want you to step up, because my inbox is constantly full. Like, I have so many great conversations with you guys, and I know that you can do some really powerful things.
Erin, we know your inbox is not full. Okay. We all know that. And why do we know that? Because MLMers say that all the time, and we know that that's not the case. Okay. And also, responding to people that interact with your stories does not count as a conversation. Okay. Thank you.
But you're letting fear. And by the way, I'm just going to keep it real. Your mindset will never be exactly right for where you want to be. It's always going to be a work in progress. It's never going to be the right time. It's never going to be, okay, I've got my bills paid off, and so
all about recruiting.
Now I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. It's never going to be the right time. And in fact, typically, life will slap you in the face to get your attention. Ooh. I never would have gone full time in this industry almost 12 years ago had I not been fired from my federal job. I would have never even considered it, because at that time I was dabbling. At that time, I just wanted to make an extra $400 a month. At that time,
this is me trying to downplay people that only want to make $400 a month, because I'm looking for people that want to make 6 figures. That's essentially what I'm doing here. This is so gross. I was fired from that federal job as a lab tech because I sent my Slumber Parties newsletter to a coworker. He asked me to send it to his government email. When I asked him, "Are you sure you want me to send this to your government email?" Because I featured obviously some of the romance products from Slumber Parties. And he was like, "Yeah." And then he turned it over to the boss. And that's why I was fired from that job. So I don't think that necessarily, I mean, I guess I could see it as some sort of a blessing. I was able to stay home with my daughter. I think I had started Slumber Parties maybe 6 months prior to that. And now I have 13 and a half years of experience that I can use to debunk anything these MLMers are saying, including myself here.
Was taking part-time college classes. Mia was just over a year old. At that time, I just didn't see the big vision of what this industry can do. I didn't see the power that I had within me.
The big vision that this industry can do off of the backs of other people. And those people have to lose money or not make any in order for the person at the top to have that big vision, to make that a reality. Not long after this video was when I started to, I need to look at the date on this, but not long after this was when I started to question and feel what I call, and I've called it this for quite some time, the crossroads. And when I say the crossroads, I mean kind of like in the beginning of this video where I was like, you're standing on this line. On one side of the line, you realize, okay, well, in order for me to really rank advance, in order for me to really make a lot of money in this MLM, I have to be okay with not everybody being successful so that I can be successful. On the other side is, well, I can leave that and I can educate people because of my experience with, 6 companies over 13 and a half years. I can take that experience and I can educate people through social media on how not to get sucked in and debunk what these MLMers are doing. And I stood straddling that line, just like I talked about at the beginning of this video, for quite some time, trying to figure out just my own cognitive dissonance, working through that and trying to understand what was going on. And I could not morally be okay with victimizing, in my opinion, other people, knowing that even though I was working really hard and I really did want our team to be successful and for them to make money, it didn't matter what I did. The business model is designed for me to be the only one that was winning. And I wasn't willing to make that choice to make that kind of money off of their backs. They deserved better than that. And it just took me a long time to work through those crossroads and figure that out. And that's why I have the stance that I do now, is because I had a part in this. I victimized people too. And now I'm in a place where I can educate people so that they don't get victimized. And again, my opinion.
I didn't have the confidence. I didn't have the skills. I had the desire. I had the talent, but I just didn't understand what I had here. And you have the same gifts and you have the same types of talents, but because you are scared, you are sitting in dabbling mode. And I don't want you guys to do that anymore, okay? So if this brought you some value, the biggest compliment that you can do for me is to share this out. You can tag a friend, whatever feels right to you. And make sure you tap on my face and get notified anytime I go live. And yeah, my name is erinbies.
All right, done with that. Are you guys okay? That was a lot. Oh man, that entire thing was about recruiting. It's very much give value. And we've seen some of these MLM coaches about it. Give value, give value, give value. And then show them your thing, show them your thing, show them your thing. That's all that was. That was just me trying to recruit. That was me trying to get our team to do what I wanted them to do, to make more money. I really did think at that time that I was helping people. And when I look back now, I realize the hurt that I caused a lot of people. And if you are somebody that I have hurt in the past and you happen to be watching this, I apologize. And I hope you're okay. Because at the time I didn't see it that way. Now that I have stepped back, I can really see my part in manipulating people. And I think that that's disgusting. And it's also my driving factor to right my wrongs and why I do what I do. So if you loved today's video, I can't wait to see your commentary on this, you guys. If you love this video, if you would please do all of the YouTube-y things, like the video, subscribe, and if you'd like to turn the bell notification on to be notified when I go live or I drop a new video or a post or anything like that, turn the bell notification on. That would be cool. And double check, because I have had people that are like, I was subscribed to your channel. I don't understand what happened. So double check, even if you think you're subscribed. And guys, don't join an MLM. Okay. There's going to be more of these videos coming where I'm roasting myself, because I think that it's really, really important. Not just for my healing journey as well, but also for the educational aspect. I'm not going to sit up here on my platforms and then, say, oh, well, you're doing this and you're doing that, without me pointing the finger at myself from when I was a part of it. I think that that's really, really important. That's something that I really admire about Jessica Hickson. When I first started to consume anti-MLM content, was, oh my God, she reacts to her own videos. That's really powerful. And when I first started all of this, I really didn't think that I was manipulating people, but I was. And that's why I show what I do. That's why I react to my own content periodically. I realize it's been a while, but here we are. There's more to come. I have so many. I still have my old training group. I still have all of that stuff where I can go in and I can react to any of the trainings that I put out. Lord. Anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you guys watching all the way through. And by the way, if you guys get any weird ads, screen record it. If you can quickly enough, screen record it, because I would love to do kind of a mini deep dive maybe into some of the ads that run that I know are MLM ads on my videos. I think that would be kind of cool. And I know that some of you have requested that. So if you have the opportunity to do that, that would be amazing. And yeah, thanks for being here, guys. I'll see you on the next video. Bye, everybody.